Hello, you malt mention misers, and thank you to Davo2225 for that malt mention. Introducing Ralphie Review 1037 Extras, part of my midsummer rum season, which is taking place on my whiskey channel, because in my opinion too few whiskey fans are prepared to explore quality spirits out with the whiskey zone. In other words, I'm challenging whiskey drinkers, because there's no need to speak to the rum drinkers, they already know all about this. But there are seriously good value rums out there. There is plenty to choose from, and importantly there's a lot of variety. And for all the whiskey drinkers who are institutionalising their palate and continuing to pay more money for less whiskey, yeah, I can hear you agreeing with me. You might need to shake things up a bit and start to explore other options. One of the huge benefits of getting into rum, and I've literally just reviewed this rum, Smith & Cross, an unchill filtered Navy strength rum from Jamaica of very good quality and well worth sipping. It is a high ester rum, and it prepares you for some of these big high ester monsters that you're going to engage with later in your rum journey, like Hamden. There you go. Or Claren, another version, or Granada Rivers rum. See, many white rums, by the way, are completely overlooked and underrated simply because they're not cask matured. They're only rested, and therefore in the eyes of whiskey drinkers, they are less worthy. This is a huge mistake. And as whiskey drinkers continue to queue up for whiskey festivals, paying the ticket price, paying the premium for fancy whiskies that are on sale, I'm going to make a suggestion. Find yourself a rum festival. I was recently, as a whiskey reviewer, at a rum show in London. It's organised by the Whisky Exchange. Excellent location, just on the south side of London Bridge. I went online and I bought my tickets. £50 for 4 hours. That's literally just over £10 an hour for continuous sipping of over 50 tables presenting a global, diverse array of rums and rum-related spirits like cachaça. So many whiskey fans don't look beyond the comfort zone of the whiskey sphere, and I am here to highly recommend that you do. Challenge yourself. Otherwise, if you don't, you're going to completely institutionalize your palate, and slowly, over time, you will get bored of whiskey. You will. It happens. One of the ways to refresh your experience with whiskey is simply to jump ship, no pun intended, and just spend a little bit of time in the rum scene. There are many really good rum channels on YouTube, in blogs and vlogs and reviews, where you're getting really good quality information on a par with what the whiskey onliners are delivering in relation to the whiskey reviews and whiskey content. It's equally as good in its own way, and there's also a ton of enthusiasm coming out the rum scene. The rumsters really know what are the best and what are the rest, and they're very willing to share that information because they know that the more the public feedback gets to the rum distillers, the more the rum distillers will supply what rumsters are looking for. Good value, good product, authentic delivery. End of. Period. A rum show, this particular rum show, and don't confuse it with the rum festival, which is more of a mixed rum mixing event with a few sippers available, and takes place August, September. The prices are jacking up. I used to go to that festival. To be honest, I just find it a refreshing change. I find rum festivals just a bit more cheery than whisky festivals, and a bit less monotone in the delivery. There's nothing wrong with whisky festivals, but honestly, there comes a point where they're starting to take themselves too seriously. In the rum scene, it's still a bit more, dare I say it, innocent. Although, don't get me wrong, some of the inflated prices for some of the brands is happening too fast, too much, too brazenly, and too shamelessly. And these rum distillers better know it. They should be backing off with the price hikes, focusing on environmentally sensitive, practical, simple delivery of high-end quality product at an accessible price. It's not rocket science. In other words, the rum producers, particularly the independent rum bottlers, should not be making some of the same mistakes that Scottish bottlers have been doing, particularly with some brands overhiking the price, at which point we don't buy from retailers, we wait till we see it discounted at the auctions, where a truer price is to be found. You will also find great rums at auction. The whisky drinkers never look at the rums because it's beneath them. I look at the rums because it's genuinely exciting and interesting, but don't bother buying, I mean seriously, do not bother buying that Trinidadian rum, which I can't even remember the name now, in all this excitement. What's it called again? It'll come to me later. I'm going to carry on anyway. So this is the rum show happening at the beginning of July in London, very central location, 50 tables. The majority, about 47 of them, actually providing a good diverse array of white rums, matured rums, cask strength rums, single cask rums. I was delighted to see the quality of the British rums, which are only just getting started. Very exciting. I discovered other rums from places that I never expected, but I'm just discussing that on my live streams as part of my Patreon channel. So I don't want to be boring you and wasting your time with too much depthful insight. Let's stick to the superficiality. Should a whisky drinker go to a rum show? Yes, but check it out first. Know its reputation. Who do you ask? You ask the people in the rum scene, the people in the rum forums. What festivals are they going to? What events are they going to? What are they paying for ticket prices? And then you take it from there. The whisky scene festivals are pretty much established now. But the rum festivals, particularly in the UK, they're still finding their feet and getting up and running. And this applies basically globally as well, whether you're in the US or in the rest of Europe. There are, particularly amongst the independent bottlers, and that includes the Scotch whisky bottlers who bottle rum like Cadenheads or Kill Devil's, another good example. You're getting some excellent rums that are matured in whisky casks. So you're meeting in the middle here. I mean, we never have any qualms about, buying a whisky that's been matured and finished in a rum cask. So there's really, at a stretch, not that much of a difference when you're buying a rum that's been matured responsibly in a whisky cask. I've tasted the difference. And it's a wonderful meet in the middle moment, which the rum scene are really latching onto. It's such exciting times. I paid £50. I went for both days. The event lasting about 5 hours each day. It was £50 a ticket, so I paid £100 for my ticket. I like to pay for my tickets because it means I've got the freedom. I've got independence. I turn up under my own steam, under the sail of my own pirate ship. And I get to really taste and try. I just want to say for all the rum guys who I met at the rum show who said hello, because they know me and I know some of them, it was lovely to meet. And I have to conclude by saying it was really nice to actually be attending an event where I could relax more, because I'm fully aware of my my personal opinion, it doesn't sit well with some of the whisky makers who feel that I am disrupting their invested narrative, despite the fact that it clearly needs to be disrupted. Well, I really don't have a problem. See, with the rum producers, they're genuinely, sincerely pleased to see me, and I'm pleased to see them as well, and I will be reviewing more rums in the future. And I really want to just make that absolutely clear to you. If you are into your Scotch single malt whisky, or Scotch, any kind of Scotch whisky, and if you don't have a couple of bottles of rum carefully selected in your stash, frankly, your collection is far from complete. It's as simple as that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for connecting. Please subscribe if you haven't. I do have a Patreon channel in which I have some substantial rum-related content, particularly in a recent 2-hour live stream. In fact, it was 2 hours and 15-minute live stream that I do as part of Bothy Live, the additional extra content for subscribers. And their malt mates, in a nutshell, or in a recently emptied rum cask, there you have it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.